Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, welcome, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Build, Paint, Play. I'm Dave.
I'm Jake, and today we're going to be joined by the fabulous Sam Lenz.
Woo!
Hello, everybody. Greetings, chromatic warriors. Look at this funny hat. What a fun show. I slipped these on when you guys the other
Yep.
I was good. I was like, who's this guy?
It was me.
Awesome. We are super excited to have you on tonight, Sam, and to talk about your awesome painting journey, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll talk about a whole bunch of things. We've got a whole mess of stuff to talk about tonight. But we have in the chat, Jez Hunt is here, joining us all the way from the UK. So we've got Luis Sanchez, we've got Dave Hummel, Chris Kemig, Stephen Wright is here. He's home early for a change, so we'll be able to catch the whole show. Excellent. And Chris Kemig said, it's a miracle. I'm actually painting tonight. Very cool.
Good for you.
Hopefully it's some Horus Heresy stuff. Josh Sawyer is joining us, and Steven says bolt thrower shirt.
That's right. On theme.
Nice.
Like, what nerdy shirt do I wear for this?
When I first jumped on, I thought it was a Blind Guardian shirt. Like, I'm a huge metal fan. Like,
Solid.
I was like, is that Blind Guardian? I was like, oh, it's Bolt Thrower. Still good. But I was like, all right. We were talking a couple weeks ago. We were talking about like random stuff that used to be in White Dwarf, and with the new like the 500th issue that's coming up, they're like, oh, like they were showing pictures of like the old issues, and I'm sure Dave remembers this. Like they used to make they used to have ads for D&D and like Car Wars and like all kinds of stuff that wasn't Games Workshop. But I don't know if you guys remember, they did it even when there was just a North American version. They used to do ads for specific bands. So like Bolt Thrower was one, but I remember there was an ad for like Sabaton. There was some band called Wraith. There was a band, I think Man of War. Like they all had like ads in White Dwarf. And I remember being like, this is kind of crazy.
It was, yeah. There's an issue of White Dwarf that came with a Sabat like flexi, like single record.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. Was D-Rock another one of the bands?
Who was it?
What?
It was D-Rock.
I don't remember D-Rock.
D-R-O-K.
I remember Wraith because I had never heard of Wraith, and it was like it's like W-R and then the A in the middle is like huge.
Right.
I remember Bolt Thrower. There was some other band, and I was like, it's so wild that you're like these bands. And at the time, you were like, as a metal fan and somebody who likes Games Workshop, I was like, this makes sense. But then like later on, you're like, wait, was there really a metal ad in like White Dwarf? Like,
yeah. Excellent. Also, we're joined by Josh. He said, I heard this is the best needlepoint podcast on the internet.
Yeah.
It certainly is, Josh. We're all about the needlepoint. Greg Zuniga has joined us. Walkabout Games is here. Hello from BC, Canada. Hello, Canada. Dan Ward has joined us. He's only going to be paying 43.8% attention. That's okay, Dan. We'll only read out 43% of your chat. Chris says he is painting Horus Heresy. It's commissioned for Ben Fail. Nice. Stephen says he's been seeing old White Dwarf issues pop up at auction recently.
Nice.
Yep. And Jez says they're all on Warhammer Records.
That's so wild that like the fact that Warhammer had a record label, like what?
Yeah. And so Josh and Jez said D-Rock was the GW band as well, which is crazy.
All right, I gotta write that one down. It's R-O-K. Is that how we're spelling rock?
R-O-K, yeah.
It's D-R-O-K. I'm looking right now. They have a Wikipedia.
It's not how we're spelling rock now. It's how we were spelling rock in the 80s.
I hope it's an orc band. Yeah.
It says D-Rock was a British hard rock band notable for its Warhammer 40,000 influenced lyrics.
There we go. Awesome. That is super cool. So tonight, as we said earlier, we're joined by Sam. it's kind of a little bit of like a selfish thing. I wouldn't have Sam on the show for a while, but also I'm going to be working with Sam over the next year on the art of Sam Lenz. So super cool. Volume 11 of the Art of series. And when is it? May 17th is when we're going to Kickstarter now.
Yeah, it's a dream come true, man. I'm excited to do it all and talk about it. But yeah,
it's gonna be super awesome. But this is it's sort of also happening. It's your biggest year. We've talked about this before. You said this is your like a huge year for you.
Busiest year of my life. Yeah, there's one single month where I don't have to like go and be somewhere.
Nice.
We're at the end of the first fiscal quarter, so here we go.
I think it's very important you don't tell anybody what month that is, so that nobody tries to fill it up with stuff.
Yeah, I'm keeping it a secret, and naturally, I already have some plans for it.
Yeah,
I'll probably be in New York. But...
awesome. That's cool. Joseph Mikalev has joined us. Any truth to the rumor that I've just made up that the mysterious obelisks that have been popping up around the world are a viral marketing campaign for Sam Lenz's super secret game, Ancient Egypt?
Ancient Egypt. Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you for the truth to the rumor I just made up. I love those. He used to pop into my Twitch stream a lot. Cheers, buddy. And yes, the answer is yes. Those and the what are they? Toynbee squares. This is a documentary about it.
Oh yeah. Are they the
guy like painting? He has a floor of his car cut out, and he's painting these weird like tiny like murals or whatever, and just say shit about like spaceship Earth, etc.
Yeah,
really
I ended up like that whole one night on YouTube and found that. Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
It's a good one, but that is how I've been promoting the art of. So maybe you haven't seen it because it's kind of a whisper campaign. It's a very hidden way to advertise on the bottom of things. But here we are. Now the secret's out.
Yep. I'll send you a link after the show, Jake. So you know what we're talking about. Fantastic. Should we jump in?
Yeah.
Should we get into
Let's jump in.
Cool. I gotta grab this. And
are you in a sprue fort, Dave?
I am in a sprue fort.
I love that you're moving, but there's just this like barrier in front of you, and I can tell it's all models.
Dave's whole house is just built out of
desk in there.
Dave's whole house is just built out of the sprues of all the models he's built over the years.
It's true. It's true.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No. What have I got here? I've got stuff for my sort of inquisitorial retinue, my Imperial agents army that I'm working on. This is some more stuff for Sludge. I've got some of the scouts and a field gun for them. So I've got that to work on. But yeah, it's my sprue fort. Exactly.
Yeah, don't worry, man. You're not alone.
Nice.
My camera's just a little higher is all.
Awesome. So first up, of course, every week we say thank you to our sponsor, the Army Painter. So they're a season sponsor. We mentioned last week that the singles, paint singles for the War Paints Fanatic range are now available in most friendly local game stores around the country. Have you got yours in, Jake?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And they're up on your web store as well?
Yeah, dude, I already had to restock it once. Like we got it. It was supposed to come in last Friday, or last Friday, 2 Fridays ago, and it came in on Monday last week. Okay. So we got it technically 2 days late. And then I already had to restock it once this past week, and I'm gonna have to restock 2 more colors today because we like blew through them. So
that rules. What are people receiving it well?
I mean, everybody seems to really like it. The easiest way to sell that stuff, and I'm trying to work with Kat and some other folks to get more stuff, but the easiest way to sell that is just use it.
Yeah,
so
I tell people just buy your favorite color, maybe get black and white, or some of those broad colors, a universal highlight color like Castle Gray, or it's the other one, Baron Dune. It's a good one.
The,
yeah,
the metallics are so good.
Ice yellow.
The
very
metallics are
nice.
so good. So one of our regulars bought he bought like a silver and one of the I forget which one, not I think it was death metal. He bought death metal and like mithril and was using them like in the store. And then within minutes he went back over and grabbed the metallic starter set that has like 10 more paints, and then he got like 3 more metallics. And he was talking to his friend and he was like, yeah, Jake said these are really good. And he's like, I tried them out, they're awesome. And he's like, what do you think? He's like, I think they're amazing, I need to buy all of them. So then his friend was like, okay. And then he started getting a bunch. Like as soon as people use them, they're like, wow, these are great. So
yeah, that's awesome to hear, man. Because I'm on the factory team. I can do things with them and talk them up nicely, but I like to hear what people actually, their actual experience is with it. So that's cool.
It's amazing that you said death metal and mithril, because they're the two that they were the first two, as well as a restock of my black, the matte black. They were the first 2 paints that I went and bought. So
yeah, I just grabbed dry blood, fresh blood, the plasma coil blue, the plasma coil glow, the blue one, and and something, one of the metallics, I forget what it was. But I just grabbed those today and they're upstairs.
Yeah, the effects, which, sorry to like totally distract, but I used the rust effects on the Stink Knight.
Yep.
I love they have like dark rust and fresh rust. And,
yeah, that new green cap like effects line, chef's kiss. It is fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. I'm off screen a little bit, but yeah, it's just we'll talk about hobby progress eventually.
That's awesome. It was a complete serendipity that when I went to grab a photo from the Army Painter Instagram account, that it was this Stink Knight painted by Sam. If you haven't checked out Sam's YouTube channel, there's a link below. Go and have a look at his Adepticon coverage, which he spends a lot of time talking about the Grimdark hallway. And one of the minis he picked up is this one from, which is made by Gardens of Hecate, so it's Anna Polanchuk. And
produced by Totally Not Panicking, I think was the
is the Yep.
Everybody in that group, in that like gang, has their own brand name, so it gets a little confusing when you're like, oh, the Nemo Mordheim Open Hive Scum Classic. There's like it's like stacks of. I like that everybody's got their own little band, but it's a little hard to like put credit where it goes. But yeah,
back on it all through there. Yeah, but I think when you were painting this, you were just having a lot of fun and talking about Adepticon at the same time, which was excellent. But of course, there you go. There's a list of the paints that we used and the process. But super cool.
Did you, Sam? Question for you: when you did the rust on the shield, did you thin that at all, or is that just like out of the bottle?
It's out of the bottle. Then I'll take a wet brush and like touch the edge of it. Basically, I'm just mixing water into this clump that's on the shield.
Yeah.
And pulling it up, because you kind of get like 2 versions. If you make it really thin, you can see like how it's looking there. I guess it might be a little hazy. You get the like thin down effect, but also there's some texture in there, and it actually there's like gunk accumulating down in that lower crevice.
Nice.
So yeah, it comes out like textured, and then you can kind of stretch it and create all this variety.
Yeah.
That's cool. No, I was just asking because I gotta start doing I want to do some rust on some of my Iron Warriors vehicles, and I was like, So I grabbed dry rust and there's 2 rusts, right? There's
dark rust and fresh, I think.
Yeah. So I grabbed both of those. I grabbed those today too. So
excellent.
Excellent, wise choice.
I'm also going to say hi to Matt Bowles. Zambies has joined us. Jeff Smith is here, Old Wolf. So Joe McAuliffe apparently is, Josh is telling me, is Painterly Git. So hello.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Malev jumped on too.
The name. Yep, Malev's here. Excellent.
Painterly Git model right here. Thanks, buddy.
Awesome. We got Richard Ralph here too. We got Richard Reeds. Awesome. I think I've caught everybody. Is that right?
I think we're caught up. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. Okay. Nice. Awesome. So definitely go and check out Sam's video and check out the Harley Painters Instagram account. Keep up to date with everything they've got going on. Next up, I wanted to mention this. So this is a friend of mine, local friend of mine, Justin Soroy from Severed Books. He does a lot of sort of indie RPG stuff, but he's working with the guys from the Stockholm Cartel who do Mork Borg, and has put together a Mork Borg action figure. So this thing's, I think it's like a 7-inch action figure, which is one of and it's sort of one of the first Mork Borg characters. I think it's on the original Mork Borg rulebook on the cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Skelly Joe, I think they call him.
Yeah. I think you're right. So they've got 4 different versions of it that you can get. There's like this version. There's a blood splattered version of this. There's a glow in the dark version, and there's like an all black version, which is pretty crazy. And I think so. They were just about to fund when I grabbed this photo, but they have funded now. There's a link somewhere in the notes below.
41 days to go. Damn. I was like, yeah, they better fund. I mean,
oh yeah,
120-day Kickstarter. This rules though. It's so bizarre, and an action figure of all things. Like you see all these like Joy Toy models coming out, and of all every other game to get an action figure, Mork Borg. That rules.
It's crazy. I love sort of learning about people's businesses and what they do as their business. So Justin just recently ran a Game Face Con, which was at the brewery, which is like a block and a half from my place. I think I mentioned it on the show when that happened. But he does all sorts of things, and I was like, an action figure. How did this happen? He was like, I just thought it was a really cool idea, and I wanted to try it. So he got in touch with the Mork Borg guys. He'd been in touch with them before, but he pitched it to them, and they're going to write a zine that goes with it and all that sort of thing. But so yeah, I mean, I've been sort of digging into the details of the sort of how you go about creating an action figure, and it's really super interesting. So I wanted to point it out.
I wanted to say before we get too deep into the episode, we are closing in on 500. So anybody who's listening to this, whether you're here live, or if you're going to be listening to us, you're listening to us in the future, which it will be everybody that's on SoundCloud and Spotify. Please make sure you guys go onto the YouTube and like and subscribe. I hate that I have to say that because I feel like I'm like part of the internet, but like it just helps us out. So it helps trick the algorithm. We need to stick it to meta where we can, right? Before the robots take over and kill us all. So somebody in the thread has a question. Tabletop Super Show wants to know. Question for Sam. I understand you mostly use synthetic brushes for your model work. Any particular reason why you prefer them? I also prefer synthetics. Dave thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah, I use large synthetics and small naturals in short. But yeah, why I like the synthetics, they give me a lot more control. I find the natural hair brushes at larger sizes, when I'm sweeping, they start to just fall over. And I get tired of correcting those bristles, where the synthetics just snap up. And I like the firmer bristle. Like for wet blending, I can just like shovel the paint around in the way that I like to blend. I just found comfort using synthetics after trying out different bristles. I will say though, smaller sizes of natural bristles don't have that problem. The bristle length is shorter, so it's more taut, so it stays straight. Like I'm using got them right here. I was just painting before this show, go figure, but small natural, large synthetic, available from Monument Hobbies. It's the weapon rack.
Cool.
Thanks for lining up that plug, you guys. Thanks, chat.
Not a problem.
That's the reason.
So this part of the show is where we talk about hobby. So you're doing some painting, but I know you've been working on something that's slightly Mork Borg adjacent.
Yes, I don't want to reveal all of my secrets, as is the way of Mork Borg, but I'm building a Mork Borg character, and this is a collaborative project with another esteemed member of this lovely community. So I've been just living in Mork Borg for the last couple of weeks, customizing this model. But yeah, I don't want to spoil anything and share it out just yet.
No
About a
worries,
week.
but we'll keep an eye on your channel for.
Yeah, I can hold other bad-looking models in front of the camera, though. If you'd like to see today's efforts, I was painting some killer cans, and that's where that radiation glow comes in handy. I was going to do their little lenses with a nice orange glow. Since that Orc book, the Orc Codex came out on Saturday,
Yep.
I've always been a fan, and I'm like, all right, I don't want to paint 100 boys. I want an Orc army. Maybe Dread Mob is the way. So it's 3 killer cans for now. We'll see.
We ended up getting I think it's the Orc Battle Force from like 2 or 3 Christmases ago. So a good friend of ours runs a shop that's near us, and it's crazy. I went down to visit them. They're like 4 hours away, and their store is really nice. They carry everything like we do. And we're like walking around, and I was like, your back room is like chock full of Warhammer. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, do you not sell a lot? And she's like, it sells okay, but like we ordered at the time. We've ordered so much over the years, we just don't have it all. Like it just doesn't move. So I was like, oh, she's like, if there's anything you guys want, like we'll do a product swap. And I was like, cool. So I walked out back and I was like, holy God, like there's 2 stacks of battle forces that are taller than I am.
Awesome.
And so I was like, why are these here? She was like, because they don't move. And I was like, I will take like 3 or 4 of each of them. So they had like the Sisters one and the Space Marine Strike Force, the one that has like the speeder, and then like all the Primaris Marines. They had the oh God, what was the other? There's 2 others. Oh, there's like a Chaos Space Marine one, I think, and there's the Orc one that comes with the DACA jet and like the war boss on the trike and like all the I think it's Beast Snaggers, I think.
Okay.
But I was just like, you have like 14 of these, like 14 of each of them. And they were like, yeah. I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, cool, I'll take these. So I brought them back to the shop. We've already sold like 4 or 5 of each of them. It's crazy.
Yeah, because people are having like distribution problems here and there. Like when I was buying the Orc book, they're like, yeah, we didn't get our shipment in, yada yada, Games Workshop. So that's fun. That's where the surplus is they're just sitting in that store in the back room.
But they're the old one. They're the one from like 3 years ago. It's
right.
crazy.
Yeah. They just it's just a big black hole. Basically, everything there gets shipped out of the warehouse and ends up there. And
so if anybody wants one, like let me know. I will send you some old battle forces. Like they are, and they're still the old pricing, so they're like a crazy deal.
Don't tempt me, Frodo. Don't tempt me.
Don't tempt me, Frodo.
Awesome, that's cool. Jake, what have you been up to?
Hobby wise, not much. I cleaned out a bunch of. So at work we have these big like floor to ceiling like 4 foot by 6 foot racks. And I've been like going through mine because I'm like, oh, I forgot I had this like sort of thing where like pulling all this old stuff. But recently I just got my hands on, I think last week I said I ordered it. My Green Knight showed up. So I have the metal Green Knight from GW that they re-released. And I was like, yes. So I got the Green Knight. And then Ben got me a, what's his name? He was never a world eater. He's a Imperial Warhound who like went missing. And then they find Angron, and they all get the nails, and then he goes back. Right. And Endred Har. And he's like he shows up and they're like, hey, so Angron's a traitor. And he's like, who's Angron? And they're like, he's your Primarch. And he's like, he's not my Primarch. And he becomes a Black Shield. His model is awesome. So Ben ordered me that model. I just got that too. So
yeah, that one's he's all damaged up, and you can see like the sub armor on it.
Yeah, he's got that huge power fist that's all like messed up, and there's like bolts on the knuckles and stuff. Like, yeah, he's a super cool model. So I just got that and the Green Knight. I haven't built them yet, but they just showed up the other day. So
excellent. That's super cool. So I got a picture of what I've been working on.
What'd you paint? Another 1,000 points of Space Marines?
No.
All right.
I painted another 3 bases of Sludge.
Yeah, so, these models are super cool.
Yeah, they are really nice.
So are you supposed to be able to remove them?
No, they're basically it's 3 models to a base. I haven't played a game yet, so I couldn't tell you exactly how the wound mechanics work, but I might put a die next to them and turn.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's like GW, like when you have a base of Ripper Swarms. It's like the base has 5 wounds.
Yeah.
It's such a funny way to mount models, but it rules. It's like I love the ones that are based. It looks like a little diorama. Like, why not just have one model? Like the whole the way stats are built in games and stuff. It's funny to have bases of 3 models, but I love it.
Yeah. The crazy thing, the thing I'm really excited to learn about when I play for the first time is the commander. So the commander and officers can be accompanied by like banner bearers and bodyguards. And if you want to, you can put them on individual bases, or you can put them all on the same base.
With the commander?
The commander, yeah. So you can have the commander. So I'm going to have the commander and here's the next photo of sorry.
The only thing missing out of this picture is if you had they look great. If you had a little bit of green, nice. It's like the old school Escher colors from Necromunda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the commander model, and behind him is a bodyguard and a banner bearer. So I'm going to put all of those on a 50 mil round. So those other guys run 40 mils. But yeah, I'll put this guy all on that one 50 mil round just because it looks cool. It's that, as Sam said, it's that mini diorama kind of thing. But I don't know how it works.
Are there like basing instructions for the game, or is this like a conscious choice where you're like, I'm going to put these guys on a 50?
No, it's they're basically like for commander it says, or actually for heroes it says heroes can be anywhere between a 20 mil and a 50 mil. So there's flexibility. So essentially, when it comes down to it, I think the actual base size doesn't matter too much.
Okay,
it's just going to be that there might be modeling for advantage, but I don't know. So I'm going to model for fun. And if that ends up being advantageous, great. If it ends up being disadvantageous, great. I'm not worried. I'm just having fun with those.
They look cool. Like again, the magenta, like Josh did the same thing, or Jez did the same thing. Like that fuchsia, like pinky, like pop you have is like really, really cool. The yellow looks really nice too.
Wicked Pink is the
nice.
Is what that magenta is. Wicked Pink and Ice Yellow. But yeah, so that's been I've been sort of toying with. I do have some more Space Marines to work on, like the Captain, Plasma Pistol, and Power Fist.
Oh yeah, I got. Speaking of your Space Marines, Dave, I got this week.
Oh right, okay.
And in the back there's work by somebody that you might recognize. I was like, oh, I know those guys. So the Happy Little Minis painting thing is Dave's Space Marine army that we just did.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So each month I do a 2-page article in in Game Trade magazine for painting Happy Little Minis. I've been doing it for like 5.5 years now. But yeah, that one was talking about you can have a color scheme, but then don't be afraid to sort of mess around and try different variations of it in that same army. So that's what it
was just cool. I mean, I obviously as a store owner, I get that magazine every month and I look through it to see what's coming out, what's new, things I should be aware of and stuff. And I always see Dave's stuff in the back, and a lot of his stuff I've seen. But then with this one, I was like, hey, wait a minute, I know these guys. They were sitting on the table next to me at Adepticon. So
yeah, excellent. Fantastic. What have we got? Jess Hunt says, I love multi-basing. Need more multi-basing. Josh says, needs more leopard print for Ashes. Actually, maybe I should mess around with some leopard print.
He can mix them in. There's plenty of time.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Did you 3D print these, or did you like order these?
No, these are 3D printed. Yeah. So I bought all of the STLs. So Sean sculpted all of this particular army digitally. So, and you can buy them as resin or STLs. So I bought those STLs. So I can go and okay, yeah, I want 6 more scouts. So I can just like hit print and get 6 more scouts. It's all cool.
Nice.
Awesome. So that is our hobby stuff, things we've been up to. I think we are ready to jump into focusing on Sam. Laser focus. You ready, Sam?
Laser focused.
Laser.
All right, I'm ready.
I just want you guys to realize how much I love you guys, because I'm missing watching the Bruins playoff game, which is happening right now, to be here with you guys. So
wait, who are the Bruins?
Yeah,
what the fuck is that? Baseball? I don't know.
Not baseball. Get out of here.
It's basketball, isn't it? When they eliminated?
Absolutely not. Nope, wrong. 0 for 2.
The
Boy, you
Bruins
guys are nerds.
Like the Boston Bruins, right?
There we go.
But I don't know the sport.
Hockey, the only sport.
Fuck, I was gonna say that.
I thought it was like a Danish, like something you get from Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, a Bruin is a young bear, so a young male bear specifically.
So like a bear claw. Anyway,
it's not a Bruin's foot though. It's a Bruin.
We love you too, Jake. Thank you for joining us. Sam, the art of Sam Lenz. Let's have a quick chat about it. Everybody down in the show notes below, there is a link to the notification page. So if you haven't gone down there, click that to be notified when the Kickstarter for volumes 10, 11, and 12 goes live in a couple of weeks. Go ahead and do that. But Sam, tell us about your role in this this next part of the journey.
Yeah, every art of book is unique. Each artist has their own spin and what they want to see in their own book. And there was a time ago when I had a set of goals, and then I met them all and made a new set of goals. And the last one on that list was to release my own book of miniature art. So thanks, Dave, first of all.
Nice.
It's like somehow I want this to happen. I want to do it. So I started painting things to fit into certain categories. That's at least what I wanted at the time. Like I want to do a cool gallery book, and I want to have a category of busts and dioramas. So that was my first idea. But I think miniature painting has been a big part of my life for a really long time. Like it's funny. I can like
what is your origin story when it comes to minis?
What's that?
What is your origin story when it comes to minis? If you want to go back that far.
I'm like trying to place the age. So I would be around like 3 years old. Bring down. I know this because my parents got divorced when I was 3, and I have a memory of whatever. But I have a memory of casting these knights with my dad out in the barn. So that would make me at least 3 years old or younger.
Right.
And yeah, from there, like model airplanes hanging from the ceiling, that kind of thing, painting army men. So it's been like lifelong. What really changed it was I have 2 older brothers. My oldest brother getting into miniatures like Ralpartha and Grenadier, which may be the same thing. But and then eventually he found 40K. So like I'm like maybe 8 or 9 at this point, and he's got the starter box 2nd edition 40K. I think his friend got it for like Christmas from like Toys R Us or something, because it was push fit. You can have it in a toy store, or maybe it was Hero Quest. I've got we also had our hands on that.
Hero Quest was definitely
like
a Toys R Us.
Like I didn't know what was going on with 2nd edition 40K, but I tried. But like Hero Quest, I tried to write my own rules for it and stuff. Like I played it so much.
Yeah.
So it's been a lifelong thing. Like, and there's no wrong time to get into the hobby, but I feel like I have a large past in miniature painting, and like so I was painting models at that age too. So like before the internet existed, I was painting miniatures. I feel so old when I say that, but like, I was talking to like I can talk to the old guys about second edition 40K and stuff, but I kind of know what was going on with it. I remember some of the beatings that I took, but anyways, I want to do a past, present, and future sort of framing on this book. Of course, it will be informative. I want to, weave the tutoring into it, the steps that because I went through so many areas of focus and what I was after in this like large span of miniature painting, and like I want to do a past, present, and future. And now like your like love for it and focus always evolves, and I have like kind of different ideas going forward of what I want to do with it. More like scenic diorama kind of things. But yeah, that's kind of the overview. And I want to put every picture in there. I want to add the like what I was thinking, kind of where I was at, and what challenge I was seeking. Because I like to say that every piece is an experiment. Every model, when you get into painting single miniatures, everyone is a chance to try to like pull something different out of you. Like it's a different canvas that's gonna evoke something. If I paint a zombie or a lacy princess or a gallant pony, there's so many different things to study and in all of those. So I just like move through so many areas of focus.
Yeah,
I want to capture all that and share that with people. I think like that's what I'd like to see out of a book. So I'm trying to make, of course, what I would want. But
right. I got a couple of photos lined up, but just quickly jumping into the chat, Josh is suggesting that you were bitten by a radioactive Kalinsky Sable #2.
Nice.
A radioactive German squirrel? It could happen.
Oh no, radioactive brush, but yeah.
Well, okay.
The Kalinsky Sable #2.
Yeah, I don't know what I ate or what was in the paint at that time.
Yeah,
might be all the tester's chemicals.
Oh God, we were talking about that a couple weeks ago. I remember painting Ralph Arthur minis in my basement, and it was just like all the little pots of testers, and it was like,
yeah, that was great. Jez wants to know: does it make your brain go strange seeing your name on a book?
Yeah, and try this out. Imagine you have a band, and you've got like 10 songs, you've played a few shows, and then you get to play with your absolute favorite band. How would you feel about your songs? Being in the shadow of Roman Lapat on this release, like, oh man, like he's my #1 flyboy. I love that guy. Same with Joshua, like very talented artist working in a series, but like Roman has been my spirit animal. And yeah, it does trip me up to have my name in print on a book and do it alongside my biggest inspiration in all of this.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's pretty rad.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a very nerve-wracking, healthy feeling.
Yeah,
feels great and kind of scary.
Yeah, as it should. No, that's awesome. That's super cool. I got to tell you, every year for me, it is nerve-wracking and scary when I go through this process, because I'm working with people whose work I've admired for ages, and the idea that they get to talk to them in depth about their art and what they do and what they want to say about their art is just exciting and wonderful and super scary at the same time, because there's a responsibility on my end to get it as close to right as I can.
Yeah. And every one of them, every person is very individual in their like efforts and vision as well. You think it's so simple, just a book of painted models, but those books are very different.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Yeah, definitely good. But the first photo that I've got here that I was going to show is I think I mentioned before, it's Alana. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you were talking like before about having a broad range of stuff that you wanted to put into a book, I'm not sure. This was really a piece that you painted at VincyCon last year. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah, this is a fun thing to do with your buddies. Like, all paint the same model over a weekend, and yeah, we all came out with drastically different takes on it. So that, experiment in itself was cool. And yeah, Big Child sent us the bus. So this one, the challenge that I was after was reducing the amount of shadow that I use. I feel like a lot of the time when I'm painting, everything goes down to a very, very absolute depth. And I lose some of the greater volumes in larger contrast. Like, if you see maybe her shoulder pad, chest, and face area, there's a lack of shadow if you compare that to kind of the lower quadrant on the model. That kind of backside with the sword. The shoulder pad being mostly a play of midtone and highlights, where normally with non-metallic metal, I chop way down and way up, like get that dramatic super chrome reflection. But yeah, I was really trying to pay attention to that and the broadness of the highlights. So you can see it on her bandana. Like, painting busts is a little different when you have such an enlarged figure. What would normally be the point of a pin is now the size of the head of a pin, and you have to get comfortable seeing this broad circular highlight. But that's how it belongs. That's realism.
Sam, how big is this?
She's like 3 inches. It's a pretty standard bust size.
Okay.
I don't know what my hands are. Hold on. Yeah, it's about 4 inches.
Cool.
So this whole model is about the same size as like a killer can.
Well, let's see, the killer can now. This is that's about 2.5 inches. She'd be more dreadnought size.
Okay,
Def
all right.
Yeah,
like that
She looks great. I mean, you did a fantastic job with her. Like the depth of color and like the lighting effect and like the really subtle tones. Like, I think my favorite part about this is all the really subtle tones, like all the different tones on her glove. Like, that's super cool. All the tones on like the belt buckle and like the leather work. I mean, her face is phenomenal, but like obviously that's like that's the focus point. But all the super subtle tones you have in all the other parts, like, they're so cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I was really trying to get that like depth, and it's difficult because sometimes it feels like you're just leaving something out of your highlighted progression. So you got to think more in like the mid-tones and also like specular highlights, those face forward highlights. Like, if I move like, this isn't a good example, but the reflection isn't going to move much on my forehead when I twist my head around. What I'm trying to say is you see those highlights on the belts around her waist that are facing you, and how that is your graduation of light. Like, that's another kind of point of focus for the last number of months.
Yeah, that's a great one. I think with sometimes people when they talk about non-metallic metals or maybe put down non-metallic metals, they say it's great from one angle, but with those sort of specular highlights that you're talking about, because you're focusing the light, the direction of the light from one angle, whichever way you turn it, the light is going to kind of
treating everything like a non-metallic metal surface with this unmoving light source. But the trick is now like managing the midtones and highlighting the back of the model, but maintaining that the brightest point being on the front.
Yeah.
So and this model was fun for that. Gave me a lot to experiment with.
That's cool. Let me make sure I got the next one lined up.
Oh, this meaty papa.
So this is obviously there's a in miniature painting, like we talked about Def Treads, we talked about Space Marines. There's a lot of Warhammer stuff that gets painted. This is one of the Forge World. This is the Forge World. Created him in Noggle. Yeah.
Yep, the classic that kind of shaped the design of all following Great Unclean ones. This was the first big smiling guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one I painted this quite a while ago. It was a commission. There are 150 Nurglings on the base supporting the palanquin.
Oh geez, 150 did you say?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The guy sent me just boxes and boxes of Nurglings because this is what we wanted to do. So I literally I packed them in there, I stacked them up, and then I started sanding at the top of all of them, and then I'd fit the palanquin on. Not quite sitting flat enough, and cram some extras in there.
Right.
Yeah, this is just one of my largest efforts. So this is a competition. What's that?
I was going to say, you said this is living in Germany now?
Yes. Yep. And the idea was to paint this for a competition. Like the guy, paid me a good price for it, and we agreed, all right, let me hang on to this and enter it at Adepticon. Then Adepticon was canceled 2 years in a row. So I held on to this guy for so long. But being a piece for competition, I wanted to make sure that I was showing my strengths. So, I took a piece where I could play to my advantage. I feel like I do well with the Nurgle flesh tone. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I just have a lot of ease with that. And I think that color progression gives you a nice cold to warm, like cold shadows, warm highlights. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of max out on insanity on this one. Like, it's a demon, and it was one of those pieces where I was like, no idea can be left off. I'll add 150 Nurglings. I'll have Sloppy Bilepiper dancing on the front. I'll do this crazy freehand. I'll just keep adding things.
Like he looks furry, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's all like thin brush strokes trying to get that like wrinkling flesh.
Yep.
And it's so gory. That's the only like risky thing, is that I don't think the excessively gory stuff does well. And Golden Demon, for example, is what this was put into. I squeaked away with a bronze.
Nice.
I don't think they want things to look too like R-rated or horrifying.
Right.
Makes sense.
Which is always hilarious because it's like, you guys sculpted this. Like,
you guys made the model.
This is yours.
Yeah, right. You gave this to me. That's a good point. I'm just working with what they gave me.
Yeah, you're like, I didn't rip open his stomach and give him arm sores. That was all you guys. Like, he came out of the box like that. I just painted him.
Yep. It's not even like you added the tongue. That was there. That's there.
Yeah. This is all Games Workshop's fault.
Yeah. But no, it is amazing. Just quickly, Jez Hunt says killer cans is a unit of measurements. A unit of measurement. Americans will do anything to not use the metric system.
Yep. Stones for weight and cans for height. That's what we're gonna do.
Exactly. Scott Radham has joined us. He said, I can't believe I'm late to the show. I brought shame to my new sensei, Sam. Sorry, sensei.
You are forgiven. Don't let it happen again.
Yep. Fantastic. Awesome. And yes, Steven says the Grimdark is strong with this one. For sure.
Dude,
and Dave Humble says it's always GW's fault.
as a longtime loyalist and as a huge fan of 40K in general, I don't like chaos, but I will say I do think it's really funny. I think my favorite chaos thing is Nurglings. Like it's basically like if a fart was a demon. Like that's literally what they are. They're hilarious. But like they're the only faction that has like an adorable mascot. Like there's no little corn things and there's no little like Tzeentch things. Only Nurgle has these weird little imps that don't really do anything. Like in the game, I think you can technically run Nurgling bases, but like they're not good at any but they're the only ones that have like a mascot. They're the only faction that has that. I love it.
Sure.
Yeah, like a cute little Buddha body going on.
Yeah. Oh, they're hilarious. And like they always look happy.
Yeah, like they made plushies of Nurglings and then like Griff Chargers or something, like pretending like people would want anything but a Nurgling.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, maybe, and if not an Nurgling, the only thing I can think of that's another like mascotty type thing would be like a grot or like a
Something.
no, what's
Maybe
the
Squig.
yeah, squig, like a squig, like that's the other one.
Yeah.
Servitor, a floating skull that's a coffee maker. Just throwing it on the table.
Right.
Yeah. Brett Abbott says Slanesh has adorable things, but it's a different kind of adorable.
Yeah.
Slanesh
Thanks
has
on the
little
inside.
things. They're not adorable though. They're more like adult rated.
Fantastic. Cool. Next up, we have this. So talking about the sort of the range of things that you've worked on, and the bus. We've got
Yeah.
Warhammer.
Now I'm getting into more of the scenic and storytelling portion of it. I think that this piece is painted nicely, but it's not painted good. But this piece personally, I think, is awesome because of the story that it tells and what it gives you. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, narrative over technicality. But yeah, this piece was super fun. I went down to my local shop, and they have a very wide selection, just like Alpha Omega Games. And one of their sections is a like pewter BattleTech section. Still there. Like I was there last weekend, and
It's
it
all
was
iron.
there.
It's all Ironwind metals now.
Yeah. These are, God, I can't remember what was on the label, but I just like kind of blindly like start poking around. Like all the blisters are stacked up. They're different models, and I find this. It looks funny to me, and I don't know. Everything I look at, I get a weird idea from. I can't help it. But I saw this guy, and it's like kind of chunky nature. I was like, this is going to be a farm bot. This guy is going, all right. I think what happened is this bot is assigned to watch all the pigs, and there's only one left at this point. The farmer that assigned the orders is dead now. So the Ben, Ben is the name of the robot. It's like Biosphere Enrichment Navigator. The chat on Twitch helped me fill in the blanks on that one. He's solar powered. Pig knows how to find what it needs. There it is, snuffling out some dirty water. And you can't really see it, but I like added a satchel. Like he's got like a little pack and a little finding rod and stuff. And he's out of ammo at this point. But yeah, Ben just
you can see
follows the little pig around.
Yeah.
Carrying, the strap. Carrying out his orders. And the strap was made from masking tape. I just took some low-tack masking tape, folded it over itself, sliced out a strap, and wrapped it around, and then I think it's like an orc ammo pack on the other side.
It's very much in line with the oh god, what's the movie I just watched? It's the movie with Tom Hanks. It's post-apocalyptic. He like builds a robot and he has a dog, and Tom Hanks figures out that like he needs a robot companion to help him take care of the dog. And it's real. I don't want to wreck it, but it's very similar. Like he basically builds a robot and has to teach it what a dog is and how to take care of it. It's really funny.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that's a Fireball or a Hermes mech from BattleTech from Ironwind. But yeah, it's so cool. Like, and again, by cheating with the scale, which is so easy to do, right? Because the only things that show you scale are the things around it.
Yep.
Yeah, no tiny buildings. We'll talk about it later. I've been distorting other BattleTech models recently. But yeah, this one's all about storytelling. Of course, there's some compositional choices for color and direction of the stones and the motion of the piece and the intentional size of it. Like I could fit this scene on half of that base, but in this case, I thought it was necessary to provide more of an expansive looking landscape.
Yeah, it would have. I think having that more of that expanse, that there's more ground in front of him. It's that there's an onward journey.
Yeah, right.
Had it been
longer,
yeah, it would have felt a bit more cramped, not as open, not as flowing through.
The movie's called Finch. I just remembered it's called Finch.
Okay, Cool.
It's pretty good.
Excellent. Josh Sawyer says strong love, death, and robots vibe.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Excellent. Matt Bowles says, are there any hidden Easter eggs on this diorama?
No, nothing hidden in there.
Right.
I do like to hide like little bunnies, or I'll put a UFO in my painted backdrops a lot of the time, but not always. So I keep people guessing. But yeah, I think it's useful to place little Easter eggs in a scene, and the form of tiny animals is usually a fun one to work with because it creates the illusion of kind of a separate world, the world of animals, and we're just kind of moving over it. But yeah, you want to reward the viewer for taking a closer look at your models, so those little micro details are helpful.
Yeah. No, that's great. Very cool. I love it. I love another piece that's sort of very much in this that you've done recently. That's very much in this. Well, for me, it's very much in this vein. Is the skull tank.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the piece, but when
I call it like Warhead, and also that's an acronym for something I forgot. Yeah, that one and the that Sky High repaint of a Micro Machine that I did has this kind of playful, like, I don't know, Studio Ghibli vibe. Not much so in the tank, but yeah.
No, it's definitely it's fun. It's as you said, it's that exploration, it's that experimentation, it's taking something and creating a completely different scene with it, something unexpected.
Yeah, it was such a like funny, like, there's no logic to how all those ideas came together, and just like, looks like a farm bot. I don't know why, I'm going with it. That from that spark, like, this is what came together.
Yeah, that's great. Very cool. Next up, I think we've got to run here. We mentioned Adepticon earlier. So you had a fun time here. We're up to a lot of things at Adepticon, including entering a lot of painting competitions.
Yeah, man, I went for the 4 pillars of hip hop. I was like, there's 4 paint competitions that I know of going on. I'm going to spread my efforts and enter every single one of them. I'd like to see how I do. I'd like to highlight every one of these painting competitions going on, because that rules. And of course, I paint a lot of Games Workshop stuff, so I had a pretty heavy amount of entries for the Golden Demon.
Yep.
So what is it? Squad, single, mini, large model?
Necromunda, Unit, Diorama, and Horus Heresy.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. The Legion Praetor was the Heresy entry, and then the converted Blood Bowl Ogres and Necromunda attempt. It's like, maybe this will fly in the Necromunda category. He's like running past some toxic sludge. He's supposed to be post-apocalyptic, so fits in the Ash Waste.
Every model is a Necromunda model.
Every what model?
Every model. Just every model is a Necromunda model.
It's all I see. Yeah.
Yep.
Swap that around.
So are the guardsmen or the orcs, are they diorama or are they squad?
The guardsmen or the diorama. Yeah, you're not wrong in feeling like they're identical to the squad, but what I saw the entries last year, and everybody's units were bolted down, and then dioramas looked kind of the same. I was like, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a little difference with the Imperial Guard. There is more of a play on light. Like, the back row of the models is rendered in like blue tones, the front row warmer tones, and then there's like a spotlight on the commissar. It's more scenic than just the battle pile of orcs, I suppose. An argument could be made.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all great. I was trying to wrap my head around what the categories were like.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, does the Ogren count as a large monster? I was like, I don't think he counts as a monster. So
I'll just let the judges sort it out at this point. But I had people like saying like, hey, nothing wrong, but do you think that your orc unit is a diorama entry? I'm like, I'd be fine if we had to do units on single bases again, but this gives me an opportunity. Now I can have an entire dreadnought as a base.
I think the based on conversations that I've had at Adepticon, the idea would be that because that is in unit, the focus for the judging would be on the orc models, the paintwork on the orc models. It's lovely that they are arranged on this cool base, but the focus is the models. So whereas something like the diorama, obviously it's the whole storytelling of the piece that's going on.
That makes sense. Yeah. It's funny things they'll say, like, this doesn't count towards the entry, like, but it totally does.
It does for sure.
You can't look at it and be like, oh, this one's not as cool as that one. Like, you're gonna pick the crazy thing.
You can't just sort of divorce your vision completely from everything.
Not look at that backdrop.
Anything that's blue is like just blacked out now.
Yeah, that's working for me.
Ridiculous. But no, congratulations on that. I now, like, looking at the Golden Demon, any demon trophy itself is just an incredible achievement. It's awesome. So it's right in that category is just spectacular. Yeah,
I got my sights on single miniature next year. I'd like to enter the true Shark Tank 40 days single miniature.
The gladiatorial arena.
Orc.
Awesome. Yep, that would be cool. Fantastic. Next up. So this was the second year for the Worthy?
I think so.
Oh, was it only the second?
I think it was only the second year.
You might be right. Yeah.
So,
but
no,
awesome.
congratulations. So this
Dude,
was
I love, who doesn't love the Rhino? He's just great.
Yeah. Thanks, Richard. He's my friend suggested that I paint this one because he knows I like to paint chunky monstrosities. But yeah, I was very surprised that I won the hammer in that category. Like, I went up to sorry, I couldn't be here for the ceremony, but saw my model got gold. That's pretty cool. I'm curious which one got the hammer. And the judge gives me this, funny smile. It's you. You got the hammer, Sam.
Nice.
So, very happy. They really know how to do a trophy.
It is cool, isn't it? The overall, who got the overall this year for the Worthy? Do you remember?
That's a good question.
I can't remember. But the overall's like Odin with the two ravens.
Yeah,
right?
that's crazy. I was running around that day. I had to go to 4 different paint competitions to pick up my entries and results. It's like, I gotta go. Thanks, Zambies, for assisting me with that run around.
Fantastic. No, that's good. You definitely got to have somebody to help you with that.
I didn't realize I needed it, but I was happy to have Zam around. Yeah.
No, that's great. So awesome. Next up, this is the Creature Caster.
Oh yes. Yeah, this one I think. So I'm going to Monte Sansevino the first time. I'm going this year. I think I'm going to bring that. I call it the Forest of Equilibrium with the 2 intertwined models.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
There's some rabbits humping down to the the corner.
I see.
Sorry, go on, Jake. Didn't mean to interrupt.
I was gonna say I've seen this one before because I think Jim and Kathy were working on this model.
Yeah, and they had that model on display in the cabinet. That was really cool.
Excellent.
I am a sucker for green, so I love all the green and all the bronze and gold and stuff. That looks awesome.
It's I know I was watching your last episode about the Adepticon coverage, and you said I'm sucker for green. So I was like, me too, man. Like,
yeah, I love it.
Color.
That's awesome.
It's weird though. I think part of it is like I don't paint a lot of green. I paint so much like red and like metallic and blue. I don't do a lot of green. So whenever I see it, I'm always like, I mean, it's my favorite color. So whenever I see it, I'm like, oh man, I love that. But
yeah, I guess you had something you appreciate outside. Like there are things I like on other people, but not on myself.
Richard Reed said same guy as last year, so must be talking about winning the Worthy. So I think that was Jonathan Ho. Pretty sure it was Jonathan Ho.
I'll take your word for it, Dave.
Yeah, but awesome. The model on the right there, the
Minotaur guy is great.
Minotaur. Yeah, is that a creature caster model?
Yeah, that's from the game Judgment.
Oh, okay, radio. Okay.
Yeah, his name is Colgan. But after last year's Resin Beast, they had this sitting in the cabinet, and they're like, "Hey, anything you want, from the story?" And I'm like, "I want that model." I saw a Minotaur with a machine gun. I was like, "Oh my god, please!" Like, I love like orcs and beastmen, like Minotaur kind of stuff. So, and when you throw a machine gun on it and pull it out of the fantasy realm, I'm into it.
Is he giving everybody the finger too? Because that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it came with options. You can do the point at you or flip the bird. And once again, the Twitch chat influenced me. I'm like, well, how many pointing models have you done, and how many have you done that are flipping the middle finger?
I mean, you obviously made the right choice.
Yeah.
Because if I was a post-apocalyptic Minotaur with a bolt gun, I would absolutely be giving somebody the middle finger.
Yeah. Before I then, okay, now I'll shoot. Yeah.
or after. It could be after he shoots too.
Yeah, every model is a cinematic snapshot, and this is the perfect moment being captured.
Yeah. Awesome. That's cool. I love the on the backdrop there as well, the sort of that mushroom cloud skull.
Yeah. And I've been enjoying cutting the backdrops into shapes and stuff too. Like the kind of blends in with the wood, but it's flame shaped. That backdrop, or doing like circular ones on that Micro Machine piece, or the kind of triptych thing on the twins there.
Yeah.
Yeah, make the backdrop in the shape of what you're painting. So shape of a tree, paint a forest on it. Easy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. They look great. The sorry, we've got Super.
Hey,
look at these amazing folk. And yeah. And well, Stephen says the model on the left reminds me of Roman style. So.
Oh yeah, like Roman Lapat's style.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't not be influenced by him.
Oh, that's cool. And then finally the P3 Grandmaster.
Yeah.
Edition.
Bloody Barnabas, a 2013 classic computer model. He's an oldie, but yeah, I wanted to. Last year, I looked at the P3 competition, and there were like, I don't know, 10 things in there. Like, right. So this year, I was like, I kept talking about it on stream and etc. But like, I'm entering the P3 contest, and a couple buddies got in on that too. And then I showed up, and I was happy to see there were like 30 plus things, around 30, and it had grown. And P3 is growing and growing back, and that's cool to see. I don't know. I'm just fond of that company. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to see them fail. Yeah. So it's cool to see the growth and a returnage, and I wanted to contribute to that.
I've been seeing all the new was it the Gravedigger line they're showing now for dude, I don't need to get into another miniature game, but I was like, man, those models are great.
I haven't seen any of those yet.
They're like they're Signar, but they're like a dark take on Signar. So like Ben and I at the shop were both like, oh man, I don't like, we don't want to get this. We don't want to get into this game, but those are some really nice looking models.
Yeah, I like a lot of the Warcaster stuff. They're like chunky sculpting style works on that, like the techie mechs.
Yeah.
Excellent. I think Jake is Sam is now checking them out.
Yes, they're insane.
I'm trying to, and I'm like, all right, I can't find it for some reason. Gravedigger P3 models didn't pop up, but this is not the time for me to be doing that. So I stopped myself. Like, oh, let me just go silent and type. That's a good live show.
I'll
send them to you afterwards. Ben's been posting them on our Facebook page, so I'll tag you in them so you can see them.
Excellent.
Fantastic. But so you won gold and judge's choice for the victory competition. Yeah. Congratulations. So do you think it was a successful approach to the painting competitions?
I would say so. I did better than I expected. So success. Yeah. And I like a greater mission formed as I was working on these models. I got my hands on the Fanatic paints. And so like the twins, for example, that creature caster piece is painted entirely in Fanatic paints. And some of these pieces were in the transition period, but everybody wants to ask me, how are the paints, and tell me what's bad about them. And it feels, some people think I'm like shilling out or something by having a paint sponsorship, but I wouldn't have signed on if they didn't work for me. Yada yada. I wanted to speak with my work. So putting pieces out there, like that Rhino piece is also entirely painted in Fanatic colors. To put those pieces out there and let the paint speak for itself. Now that's what I can tell the people. Like, what do you think about the Fanatic paints? Like, I hate them, and you should buy Vallejo. Like, what do you think I'm going to say? Like, I signed on to this because I like them, and I'm able to work with them. And there's the proof. So that became another mission with these painting contests.
Cool. That makes a lot of sense. I'm doing the entirety of my Sludge army in Fanatic paints as well. So just so I can have something where it's all done, and sprays as well. So I'm starting a lot of it with sprays. But
they also make it really easy too. Like, I think one of the big things for me is if you make a really good product, but you're kind of a shitbird, I'm never going to talk about your product.
Yeah.
If you're a really good person and you make a product that's not great, I'll tell people you're a great person, but I probably won't talk about your product. Army Painter, it just makes, and again, we're all sponsored by them, but like they make it really easy. Like even before Fanatic, before all this, Adam and Kat have been so great and so awesome, and they're good friends of ours. And Bo is such a nice dude. And then they were like, oh, we're also putting out Fanatic. And like, we all got it early. Like, we all got to mess with it before it came out. And it was like, wow, so you guys are awesome. And this is a really awesome product. I was like, why wouldn't I tell people about this? Like, it just makes it so much easier. And then the fact that they've then gone a step further and they're like, oh, we want to sponsor you and Dave. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And they're like, we hired Sam and we hired, Caleb,
Eric, and Adam, and Phil.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, right. I'm like, and I like all of you people. So it's like you guys are just making it easy. It's like, hey, you know what's awesome? You guys, what if we all hung out? You're like, that sounds great.
That's cool.
And that's why I was asking way earlier. I was like, how are people receiving them at your store?
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. I want to hear what people think about them too. So
for sure. So Motor Dungeon Slot Cars has joined us. So
nice.
Because Sam Lenz on. And Scott Radin says, hey, never say another unkind word about selling out. It's the absolute greatest. Typed on my iPhone.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all selling out if you don't use the stuff.
Yep, that's true. But awesome. The next, so I think from there, we're going to transition through to talking about the factory team and your recent trip to Denmark. So we can get a bit more of an idea. I mean, we've spoken with Adam, we've spoken with Kat and Caleb, but we spoke to Uncle Adam before it was announced that he was on the factory team. So this is the first time we can actually talk to somebody who's on the team and can tell us about what is going on. You mentioned earlier that you've got 1 month this year where you're not traveling somewhere. I'm guessing a lot of it is traveling with the factory team, but we can get stuck into that. But first, I wanted to show this photo because, again, it's that wonderful exploration with fun mechs and bashing stuff together.
It looks like an urban mech on the right that has been heavily converted.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that was from a God, what was the box? Smog Troops or something. I think it was an acronym or. Yeah, I randomly bought a box of BattleTech models to make miniatures for this Flames of Orion game. The Hive Scum, one of the Hive Scum dudes, Steve, put this rule set together because he didn't want to learn how to play BattleTech. So I got a game of it in with Eric when we were in Denmark, but it's been a fun creative prompt in short. That's what Mork Borg has been fun for. I've got a project going with that game, Cauldron. These smaller indie games are good for creative prompts, and I'll actually play this one. I've gotten a game in, I enjoyed it, I want to play more.
What is it called?
Flames of Orion.
Yeah. Now Jake's going to go and search that out.
I am.
We can tell the paging of the web pages as the light flashes across your face. But I think this is a photo of you playing that game with Eric.
Yes, and the salt and pepper shakers, that is scenery where I'm taking cover behind those.
That's old school. Where's the card effects? Is it behind the Coke can? It is the Coke can.
Yeah. And what is this vase of flower? Well, that's just some flowers, you weirdo. What are you talking about?
Yeah, let's not get crazy.
Yeah.
Those are just some tasteful flowers. That's
Yeah. I love how everything's on the table except this.
Awesome. Just quickly, Sam, Jez Hunt suggests that you check out Veritwood. I don't know if you've had a look at that before, but a game called Veritwood. So VERROTWOOD.
Veritwood. Okay.
He reckons you like his vibe. I think you probably would as well. But yeah, Jez really likes it for sure.
Excellent. Thanks. Yeah, I'll check that out.
I think it's another one in that sort of vein. Folk horror. Oh, he says folk horror skirmish, but again, indie.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
We love it. But no, I thought this was cool. When we spoke a couple of days before you left for Denmark, and you said that you were taking your models over and that you were planning on playing in. So is this in a cafe, or is this like the lobby of the hotel, or
lobby of the hotel? At Schoneborg Park. Yeah, I read the rules to the game and made a list on my flight over, crammed between two other dudes. I got the middle seat on a flight from Chicago to Munich. So I was working on my Flames of Orion.
Fantastic. Did you get some?
Never get the middle seat. Never get the middle seat.
If I had a choice, yeah, man. I never thought in my life that I'd have complaints about a travel agent. I've got complaints about a travel agent. I feel so classy or whatever, posh saying that, but she did a horrible job. My trip over there was rough, but we'll get to
it. Awesome.
But yeah, Flames of Orion, creative prompts. Eric and I had a good time.
No, that's great. Next up is a photo. Oh, sorry. Yeah. And you're going to go back to this one just quickly. So this is Eric. What's Eric's last name? I can't remember.
Locke.
Eric Locke.
Eric's Hobby Workshop. Eric Locke. Yeah.
Eric's Hobby Workshop is a very cool YouTube channel. Eric is part of the Army Painter Factory team as well.
He's like the scenery guy. Does a lot of table building and modeling and stuff.
Right.
A lot of that big spectacle project. Very cool.
And he's also Canadian, right?
Yeah.
There we go. So we won't say too many bad things about Canadians, particularly with Scott in the chat.
I love Canadians.
Me too.
Same.
Excellent. So this photo here, we've got
was that Bo, Adam, and Phil?
Yep. Yeah, they were having a game there. There's Phil being his animated self. But Just wanted to capture some of the magic. Like Bo is equally energetic too. I appreciate that guy. He picked us up from the hotel one day to drive us to the factory, and he's talking to, I think Adam is the passenger, and he's like, "What's that song?" He's like trying to think of some Green Day song, I guess, and he plays this like punk rock song and just floors it, like returning and just like I'm in the back, like that's just how he drives. Like he's always got this like glint in his eye. It's great. I respond very well to his kind of crazy. He's fun to be around.
Nice.
Was there a moment there where you're like, "Oh my god, I'm going to die in a European car crash"?
Yeah, because he's got this like kind of turbo car. I look at the speedometer and I was like, "Holy shit!" But then I realized it's in kilometers.
Kilometers.
You're like, "We're going 200 miles an hour." Wait, that's
yeah.
Yep. Rather than kilocans per hour.
Yeah.
Nice. But fantastic. Oh, Cal Bononi has joined us. Hi, Cal. Welcome. Awesome. So yeah, Phil the Glacial Geek. Phil has the Glacial Geek his YouTube channel. But yeah, lots of gaming. So Phil's kind of the in the trenches gaming guy, right?
Yep. He'll be playing in tournaments. He's got his tournament jersey on there, all tooled up, and yeah, his channel is about like new book that came out, strategies. I went somewhere and did something, usually tournament focused. He's kind of the people's champ. Like he's a good sportsman, he's the fun opponent. That's kind of his mission out there.
Yeah.
His personal mission. That's why he's pulled onto the team.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Excellent. Then
there's out front Army Painter. The Facebook must have just compressed these photos to nothingness. But there are horses in them yonder, that yonder skyline. I thought it was very funny that across from the Army Painter is a horse field.
Oh,
that's
awesome.
amazing.
Out in the country. That's
great. I'll have to take my my daughter there. She will love that.
We're at the Mossberg Museum. Yeah. I took so many photos here, but this one actually, Bo and some other people worked on this display, and we're color matching to the exact historical Viking colors. Apparently, Vikings didn't have the ability to make black dye, so they didn't have any black clothing.
Okay,
thought that was interesting, but yeah, of course, museum dioramas. A lot of the time, this is how I describe miniature painting to normies, people that don't have a clue about what's going on. I'm like, well, you go to a museum, see one of those displays. It's like that.
Yeah.
I use a similar method when I describe what Warhammer is. When people walk in, they're like, "What is all this stuff?" I'm like, and one of my guys will go, "Oh, so you built these armies?" And I'm like, "Did you ever play with green plastic army men?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "It's toy soldiers with rules."
Yep.
That's it. That's it. That you're done. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's a great elevator pitch.
I love these seeing these setups in museums.
Yeah, man, it was hard to photograph a little because of all the reflections, but that's Bo's hand over it. He's explaining things and gesturing, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool with the shadow."
That's not the hand. That's not the hand of the Dark Lord.
Yeah.
Well,
it's about to kill all those guys.
Right. The hand closes and the river stops flowing. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That is awesome. But yeah, there's whereabouts in Denmark is this? Is this close to the Army Painter headquarters, or?
Yeah, the Army Painter headquarters is in Aarhus, Aarhus. This was maybe a 40-some minute drive away. We traveled first to the actual battlefield, and Bo kind of gave us a little history lesson. There's a little plaque out there. I took a rock. Then then we went to the Mossberg Museum, which detailed this battle where I think it was 1,000 versus 1,000, and pretty much everyone died. one of the armies was beaten and completely destroyed. So it's a little hazy. You know, when you go to these museums, you start reading all the information and you're like, all right, I forgot. Like, been here an hour and I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. But yeah, so this, you know, is a little depiction of the battle line.
Yeah, no, that's cool. There's a diorama that the Perry twins worked on that is in the Tower of London. No, I think it's I think it's in the Tower of London that I would love to go and check out. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, when I eventually make it to see the guys at the Army Painter, I'll ask about this one for sure.
Yeah, you would love it, man. There's so much. There was a photo, group photo of all the team members taking on these rocks that kind of made its way around. But
right,
yeah, I saw Adams.
Yeah. I was like, all right, Adam, get up there. You are the golden demon statue. He like held his beer like that, and then we all ended up hopping up there. Yeah, it's just outside of the museum, outside of the cafe, just having a little break.
That's cool. Sorry, Jetson says Agincourt, which is I think that was the Perry twins diorama.
Oh, cool.
And Josh also said there was a battle and everyone died. Perfectly Danish end. Fantastic.
Yeah, Danes, man. I loved it out there. Yeah, all right. Copen Bros getting around City Center. Shopping. We after our time at the Army Painter HQ was over, we had another we both took extra days out there because hey, I'm in Denmark. So from the Tivoli Hotel, we walked to City Center and checked out. There were 4 different nerd shops. They're all named the same thing, but each shop is a different. One of them is all like manga. One of them is all Warhammer. One of them is all role play stuff.
Okay.
You know, like LARPing and helmets and stuff. But yeah, we are, you know, taking pictures of fountains, eating at cafes, totally blending in. Just
yeah, you guys definitely don't look American at all in your hoodies and baseball caps.
I know. I'm like, Bill, like, oh yeah, the backwards hat. Come on, man.
That's awesome.
We are. Yeah,
dude. It is the biggest giveaway. Like when I lived in Ireland, I wore a baseball cap all the time, and people would be like, "Oh, you're American," and I'd be like, "How do they know I'm American?" Like I haven't said a word, and they're like, "It's because you're wearing your," and they don't call them baseball caps. You're wearing a cap, and I went, but it's like here it's so ubiquitous. Like everybody in Canada and the States, like everybody wears baseball caps. It doesn't even have to be a baseball team. It's just a baseball cap. But like overseas, it's not a thing. Like it's wild.
Yeah, we got different headwear over there.
Yeah,
to get some more European clothes for next time.
Right. It's one of the things when
frills and
yeah, you can infiltrate.
Oh, hello, I'm a European. I'm just like you. I'll go to the LARPing store and get like the split sleeve like Renaissance shirt.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic. When I used to travel quite a lot, I used to love doing that. Love doing people watching and then like picking where people were from. It's like, oh yeah, those folks over there, they're German tourists, and those folks are from Italy. How can you tell? Well, have a look at their shoes. Have a look at the way they're walking.
Yeah, nice.
It's a lot of fun to do. But Kat has joined us. She says, I think Phil is one of my very favorite humans.
You can't say that when I'm right here. Yeah, mine too. We had a ball.
Chopped liver, Sam. You're a chopped liver.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. I understand. I like
awesome.
Phil. Here's a picture of my hand and a river. Whoops.
Very nice.
I was thinking, should I cut that out? And I was like, no, it's the authentic. The authentic shot. You can tell it was taken by a human.
So this day now, Phil has taken off. It's Saturday, and a lot of people are writing to me as I'm posting in my story mode. And someone messaged me on Patreon, and I got invited to Chromonaut Studio, this like miniature painting collective, shared space. So I looked it up from the hotel, and it's an hour and 4-minute walk away, or to get to the train station. where I was meeting my chaperone for the day. And I was like, all right, I'm doing this. So I walked for like a little over an hour across Copenhagen. Everything I look at is brand new. And yeah, just there were other tourists around too taking pictures. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's awesome. So you got to go to on your
I found a little cemetery off to the side when I was walking about. Very old.
No. Sam painted all this. That's all done with the old rust and
yeah.
Rust.
That's leafy green and fresh rust.
Yep.
And that's
it looks very realistic.
it.
Great use of light. Like,
Thank you. Yeah, drop shadows. I don't think it looks quite right, but I'm still working on it.
Yeah. Well, you've been talking with Eric Swinson, haven't you, there about the cast shadow?
Yeah. I feel like he owns cast shadows now, and that I can't paint them because he does them so well.
He only if you use lower cases, like lowercase C and S, you're okay. But as soon as you put like capitalize the cast and the shadow, that's his.
Yeah, right. Exactly, man. It's that capital C and S.
oh
Yeah.
man.
One day.
But that looks awesome. Looks awesome.
Yeah, it was good, man. Love a good train station. More namely the graffiti. I really appreciate the layers of different people's artwork and the like chaotic accumulation that you can't replicate. So I always try to take a lot of photos of whenever I see graffiti. And someday I will paint a graffiti backdrop, and all this will be useful.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is the Nulrebro station.
That's cool. So that it's not a tag. I can't remember what the style is called, but sort of the two red and the green there. That's all from the same artist, just in different.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. That's a nice touch. That repetition. And yeah, the escalators are broken, and every like stair has something written on it.
At first, I thought they were working, and I was like, "That's impressive." So, like, you basically have until you get to the top of the escalator.
Yeah, you gotta jump on and quick spray.
It'd be way cooler if they weren't broken. I'd be like, "Wow, respect. That's impressive."
Yeah, man. Or you get up there, you just gotta wait for it to come back around again.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
That'd be awesome. But very cool. And so this guy.
Yeah, the paint is still wet. Like I conjured that up in like 5 hours, which includes sculpt. I'm like, okay, I've got some hours to paint a model while I'm here. They have all these bins of supplies labeled, and there's one of like free floating models. This model's from the out of print game Eldorado.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I like sculpted the basing material out of milliput mashed together with green stuff, which was a first for me. A lot of firsts on this trip. And that's where I got it in like 5 hours. I had to I put the milliput in the oven that they had to speed up the dry time, which is another I didn't know I could do that. But yeah, like we're literally like, okay, we should probably head out in about 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, and snapped a picture while the paint was still wet.
Yeah.
And they had that. I don't know if I sent a picture of the big like shared display cabinet that they have. But yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
There he will stay.
That's cool. Yeah, when you sent that through and I saw this model, I was like, oh, I recognize that model. I've painted one of these guys like 7 or 8 years ago.
Those Eldorado sculpts are awesome.
Yeah. I don't have it anymore, but yeah, it was like, oh yeah, that's cool. That looks great. So who else is in this cabinet?
God, I'm gonna butcher his name. Tua?
Oh, Tua.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I talked to him a lot. He did the that like kind of giraffe creature. I don't know who painted the other two.
Okay.
I don't know if they're his or not. Like they're telling me, a lot of new names, and some of the names are brand new words I've never heard.
Sure.
It's
yeah.
yeah, Tua was really fun hanging out with him.
Cool. Yeah, he did a lot of work with Thomas, didn't he, on developing the line?
Yeah.
The Warpaint Fanatic line. But yeah, his work is amazing.
Dude, yeah, that guy, man. I asked him if I could have his phone twice. I mean, it's the power of asking. Like, he's showing me all these work in progress pictures and talking about the theory and design and why he did. And it's just like, he is so into like the method of things and presentation. And like, he has like so many rules for himself of creation and stuff. Like, it's like, can I have your phone? He wouldn't give it to me.
Yeah. We're just going to stand there and just send everything to you, to yourself.
I was going to take his phone and then I could look at all the pictures at home.
Nice. This is awesome. I think it's great. I'm glad you had such a cool trip.
Like that was so. Thanks to Alexander for inviting me out there to go somewhere as a tourist and then to go somewhere and actually like be embedded a little bit. That's why I always liked touring it with like playing in punk bands and playing underground shows. Like you go to all these places and then you go to like the local spots and you hang out with local people versus just like, I'm a tourist in Denmark. I guess I'll go, see the fountain or whatever. I'll go to the 2024 Danish Beauty Awards, which I did go to. Because it was happening at the hotel that I was staying at. All of a sudden, there's all these European models walking around. Gave me some ideas.
Poor you, Sam. Poor you, Sam.
Oh, poor me.
It would have been rude not to go.
Well,
yeah.
Now, to be fair, he only got bronze there, but still, that's another thing to go in the cabinet.
Yeah.
I got some ideas for new looks for next year's Adepticon, though. I saw one look. Blue jean jacket, very large, pouchy, pink, like silk pants. I think I can swing that.
That's your look for Adepticon? Dude, I'm excited now. I'm looking forward to it.
It can't be black jeans and a black denim jacket with boots because there's like 100 of those guys. And then the first day I wore a blue flannel, and then Brent and Casey both had blue flannels on. I'm like, all right, I need to like, at least for Adepticon, I need to dress entirely differently. So
you just switch it up. Yeah. That's fantastic. It just says you'd rock that. You would rock that.
Yeah. Oh man. Or just how about leather vest and armbands? I think honestly, I could do pretty well with that one. But yeah, there's a dude that like they had like a bunch of necklaces on and stuff. Ladies with like lip injections. Naturally, I had to go and see, so I went in, and it's like there's a super European band playing, whatever that means. Just imagine that. There's like
I got it.
Like a guy in a stretched out like white shirt, like like yeah. I just had a drink and looked around, talked to some models. It was fun.
Nice. That's awesome. Super cool. So, Sam, as you would have seen in some of our previous shows, now this part of the show is where we talk about our community miniatures. Miniatures that have been posted to our Build Paint Play community Facebook page.
All right.
So we take a look at some minis, we talk about them, and we revel in the huge variety of models that we're going to see, which is super cool. Are you ready to jump into that?
I love it. Yeah.
Okay. Do that. I need to start. Press that. Press this button. So many buttons I have to press along the way.
I appreciate you narrating what's happening, though. It does help to carry through the show.
It does. It does.
Oh, look at these beauties.
I like
fantastic. It. So, yeah, first up, we've got these stealth suits from Amos. Painting those. He's been working on a bunch of Kroot and Tau, going for the obviously this very sort of heavily weathered kind of look. And I think it's very cool. Very well.
I like the. I don't know if that's normal. Instead of a drone, they've got like something stuck into the ground.
Right.
I don't know Tau that well, but I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the kit, but it's not. That's a nice touch.
Yep. There we go.
I always love their weird flipper arm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, they don't have any hands. They just have like flippers.
It's just like 4 like rectangles on the other side. It's like these are fingers.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the stealth suits a lot. They've always had a cool shape to them. And yeah, this is very nice. It's like a tuned down red, white, and blue scheme, which you see on a lot of armies, you know, red, white, and black or red, white, and blue. But this is a fun way to do it. I like desaturated, muted things, and yeah, man, it's a good recipe to carry out for an army.
Yeah, definitely cool, looking good there, Amos. And Amos also shared that he's working on a ghost keel.
There we go.
Same hands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Only 3. Never mind. I take it back. Yeah.
They're like, oh, what do those piano keys do? You're like, no, those are my fingers.
But looking good. Keep it up. Looking forward to seeing some more. Cal,
these are from Fallout.
Fallout pigs.
Yeah, these are from Fallout, I think.
Yeah, there's some fresh meat. Wow.
Yep. This is what happens when you don't have a Ben to look after you.
Yeah, right.
Seriously. Hey, do you want some cancer on your bacon? Because that's how you get it.
Yeah, this is it's going to squirt when I cut into it. Like
gross.
Squelching would be the subtitle.
Yeah, this is bacon that's gone bad before you even slice it, right?
Those are Nurgle pigs.
Yeah.
I appreciate the sides of the tummies. That one is like more green, and it gives the appearance that it's kind of stretched out and filled with fluid.
Yeah.
Like almost becoming transparent from being stretched. Like maybe it's accidental, but hey, that's acting. Looks great.
That looks great. Nice work, Cal.
Those are cool.
Yeah, man, good job.
Chris, I thought we'd throw up to some Deathwing that he's working on. I think these. I can't remember if he's working on these for himself, but Chris has also been doing a lot of Shatterpoint models. So
yeah, he's doing a lot of Shatterpoint.
Oh, Shatterpoint. So I thought this was a nice break.
Yeah, these are great. Like I love the white is so clean.
Yeah. There's something about this clean, smooth simplicity. It's so pleasing. Yeah.
Their chest eagles too. Like their chest eagles are like they're almost like a jade instead of a green.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's that like viridian or something that it's that subtle green that's so pleasing to the eye. Like we both looked at it and were like, oh, all right. Yeah. Now I'm relaxed. These are nice and clean though.
It's almost like this almost has the effect of like seeing Deathwing through a filter. Because usually Deathwing are like more of a skeleton bone, like light cream color, and they have like Dark Angels green chest eagles. And then these are even further up the cream scale because they're not white, but they're really close. And then they have that like jade, like you said, like a viridian kind of like ultra green.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
No, there's
variation on the theme, like Dave's article in Game Trade magazine.
Nice work.
Yeah,
very nice. See, it all comes back together.
Now, yeah.
Awesome. But Chris also did post some photos from his Shatterpoint stuff.
Oh, you left out the best one. His R2 looked spectacular.
I'm sorry. I wanted to make sure that I got Lando in there.
Yeah. So this box is I think fearless and inventive. So it's Leia as Bausch, Lando as one of the guards, Luke, and then there's R2, and Chris always does a great job with these, like everything's like super saturated and then like one pop of color.
Super desaturated.
Or desaturated, sorry, then one like pop of color.
Yep. Beautiful.
It looks great. But yeah, that Lando in that outfit is just great. He's done a beautiful job there.
Is that the middle guy?
Lando's on the far right.
On the right.
Okay.
Yeah, Lando Calrissian.
It started with Warhammer for me. I never got into Star Wars or superheroes, so it's just immediate Warhammer.
Sorry.
Oh, these are all just from Return of the Jedi. The movie.
I know a little bit about it, but I'm like, okay, I don't know exactly which one's Lando.
No, Billy D. Williams played Lando Calrissian. But yeah, from Return of the Jedi, these guys. So, and yes, Matt, she is holding a thermal detonator.
She is.
Awesome. Great work, Chris. Now we've got Chris Jones, friend of ours from British Columbia.
That's a Forge World Custodes tank. I don't remember which one though.
That's the Caladius. I couldn't tell you what the guns are though. Some sort of accelerator cannon. But the main thing that, well, Chris was doing two things. He used I think he put down the red first, and then used a masking putty, and then put the gold down, which is a neat way to go. But my favorite thing about it was the base.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing.
Yeah,
like it's a work in progress. I can tell from that last picture.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that high gloss, those red panels being gloss like that on such a large surface. It really sings.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to paint some knights a while ago, and like, all right, metal armor, and then I try to do like gloss coloring, and it just all blended together. Like the model is just too small. It's just because the metallics are also gloss paints. But that looks very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, here when we're looking at this, that the gold is quite it's not completely matte, but it's certainly not a glossy gold.
Well, if I wanted to do this, so it would stay gloss like that, like you said, I'd lay the red down first, make it glossy, then matte, then mask it, do all my gold, do all my washes, do all my layering, and then matte varnish the whole model, and then peel off the mask, and then the red panels would still stay that nice glossy shine that you want. So
yeah, for sure. And matte balls, cool. Red looks like what you would see in an automobile.
Yeah.
Dan says it's the Caladius with the Elastis accelerator cannon.
Oh, like big old tubes of lipstick. Beautiful.
Nailed it.
That base rules. That's
yeah, it does look awesome. Lots of great sort of depth to it. That's great.
Yeah, I really appreciate the green accumulation around that like red border.
Yeah. I think you said the sort of the little leaf debris in there is oregano.
Hell yeah. Hobby in the kitchen.
Old school modeling tricks.
Yeah.
Excellent work, Chris. Looks great.
I like that.
Jason has been working on some Marvel Crisis Protocol. So who's this guy again?
That's Iceman.
Iceman? It's not
you could have guessed that, Dave.
No, I was going to go with Frozone.
Snowman was taken.
Frozone's Disney.
Yeah, I know. Well, so it's Marvel.
True.
But
this is cool. I think it needs more of that subtle crystal blue that we can see.
Yeah, you see it in the sort of the battles there.
Yeah, the blue tones instantly convey cold.
Yeah. But Iceman, not
a little more of the blue. Yeah, I like the gray, like cold gray and white, but more of that blue.
Yeah, it also could be the camera too, because like you can see blue on like his right side of the picture, but it's his left leg and that left edge.
Right, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, maybe it's just catching more blue in the shadows or something.
Yeah, it could just be the camera, but yeah, I mean, but I'm with you. Yeah, the more blue, the better. Like it just makes it look cold.
Yeah, definitely. It's Jason also shared these ones.
Shadow Cat on the left is super cool. Like her whole power, for those of you who aren't comic fans, is she can phase through stuff.
Right.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's her like floating through the arm.
Yep.
Dude, is that the model itself?
Yeah.
Man, because I'm looking for a worthy entry for next year. I saw really Omega Red recently, and I thought he was cool. But that
Omega Red is rad.
Yeah, that model, I always liked him. But
his carbonadium coils, like he's super cool. But
yeah,
I always like Shadowcat because like not only is her power is really weird, right? Because it seems really subtle and defensive, but it's a really clever power depending on who the writer is. And then she always has her pet dragon, Lockheed, and that's him on the left, like down by her feet. And Lockheed he's a real dragon, so he like can breathe fire and he can fly and stuff. So it's kind of neat.
Huh.
Yeah,
that looks great. And these are like historically accurate X-Men colors too. Very very crisp.
Yeah,
it's really neat.
Perfect yellow and blue on her.
And that's who is it?
That's Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler. I was gonna say Night Stalker, but no, Crawler.
It is weird seeing Nightcrawler in the classic blue and gold because his traditional costume is sort of like a bluish black and red.
Right. Okay.
So like the V on his uniform is usually red, and then like his cuffs are red, and then his legs and his arms would be black.
Right. So Jason's just taking a different turn here, or would he have?
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to do them all, and even Iceman in his bikini briefs, like he's trying to do them all in like the like Sam said, the traditional X-Men colors, which is like it's like a blue, red, and yellow. Like that's traditionally their kind of like their uniform.
Right. But yeah, I do love that the model itself has that bamf.
Yeah, because that's always the sound effect whenever he teleports. That's the
very very much like the whoosh that's on the Deadpool rocket.
Yep.
Yeah. But awesome, great work there, Jason. Looking cool.
Yeah, those are super cool.
Jeff Smith, who's part of our Taylor 4 Warlords.
He got his new bases.
Got his new bases in.
This is so realistic, just solid gray, bold, but I can see the shifts. There's almost like a warmth to the shadows on the side. Very nice.
There are, yeah.
You can really see all the line and panel work.
This is Space Wolves, right? Space Wolves. I knew it. Yeah.
Nailed it.
So these are the parts that Jeff got to build his sort of the Redemptor Dreadnought version of Beyond
to
the
make it look super Viking. Yeah, to make it like the coolest thing about this model, Jeff showed. I co-hosted their show on Saturday. So on the Dreadnought body, there's those two things that look like logs on its shoulders.
Up here.
Yeah, on the back side, those are like dragon horns that have been like built on.
Nice.
So like the horn is hanging off the back. Because I was like, are those supposed to be like logs or like stone things? And he's like, oh no. He showed me another photo. I was like, that's rad. It's like some huge things like horns are like bolted on. Like he's like, yeah, I killed a dragon and I'm wearing his horns around.
It sort of goes over the back and then loops.
Yeah, it's big. It like hangs off the back.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. So Jeff is going to be working on those, so we'll keep an eye on that as he is working through it. But yeah, Jeff says it took him a long time to get that that shading on the previous photo.
I mean, technically, it's GW. It's paint competition legal, right? There's like a light gray, a dark gray, and then there's like some black lines in there, so it's technically 3 colors.
Yeah, I see no problems.
Yeah,
fantastic. Looking forward to seeing more of it. Jim Marzullo.
Those keys look great.
Yeah, I like them.
But yeah, he posted these and talked about using these as various basically prisoner of war huts in like Stalag 13, which is part of Hogan's Heroes, was the name of the show. But yeah, doing a lot of sort of World War II skirmish gaming. Or any sort of modern / contemporary gaming as well.
I mean, it's obviously all scratch built. Like the huts look like they're just foam board with like doors, and then he put like bits of screen on them for windows. Yep.
Yeah. Looking cool.
You know who would appreciate this? Mel would appreciate this.
Sure, definitely. But thank you very much for sharing that, Jim, and welcome to the group. Yeah, there we go. Stephen said, nice. I immediately thought of Hogan's Heroes.
Did you see Scott? Scott's like, key party at Jim's. That dude swings.
Yeah, fantastic.
Key party. There's only 2 keys in the bucket, though. Like,
that's what Scott just said. There's only 2 sets of keys. Kind of beats the purpose.
Moving along. Josh has painted up this roper.
Yeah, that's a roper.
D&D roper.
Or, technically, it could be a stroper, which is a stone roper, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay. Yep. I love the reflections that Josh has painted in the eyes there.
Right, but, nice work.
It's cool.
I think Josh was like, "Oh, I wonder if I should paint some gloss varnish in the eye." I would paint about like 6 or 7 layers of gloss varnish in that eye, just to really give that.
I was gonna say also paint gloss varnish on it, but I wanted to wait for you to finish your answer. I don't know if you're for or against gloss varnish because the eye already has reflections painted on it, but also put the varnish on it because that looks cool.
Yeah, I'm still.
Well, and then it'll look wet, which is what you want.
Yeah, yeah, excellent.
He was saying in his post that he had to paint a lot of the detail that he did on this because like it's such an old sculpt and it's like an old plastic, so there's not a lot of like raised detail. So a lot of the stuff he had to like really like lean into and enhance.
Yeah,
you see on these,
a little rough.
So the worm striations, but yeah, great work there, Josh. Looking really good. And yeah, Matt Ball said maybe some gloss in the mouth could be good as well.
Yeah, on his tongue and stuff, sure.
Yep, super creepy. But no, awesome work, Josh. Kelly has been painting up some more Marvel Crisis Protocol as well.
Go ahead, Dave. Take a stab. Who's this?
Is this Jean Grey?
It is.
Sweet. Yes.
Or Marvel Girl, if you want to use her working name.
Oh, okay. In this uniform.
It could be either. So Jean Grey is the person. It's like Tony Stark is Iron Man.
Yeah. Okay.
So Jean Grey is Marvel Girl.
Yep.
Isn't she also like Phoenix or Dark Phoenix or?
She's only Phoenix when she has she's only Phoenix when she has the Phoenix power.
Oh, okay.
But she's just Jean on the X-Men. Everybody else has a code name, and she's just like, I'm Tyler.
Yeah. It's like it's all good. Like, don't worry, we have like Deadpool and Cable and Nightcrawler, and Steam is here.
Oh, sounds like a badass. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good though. I like the if you look at her bracer on the raised arm, like the bounce light, and then the more intense reflection across the top. Like you can once you key in on that, you can see it happening in other areas on the model.
Yep, along the
lines. Just lovely turquoise.
Again, he gets full marks from me also for like taking the time on the base because like the metal looks great, like the fatigued I-beam, and you can see like that's like a sentinel hand in the background. He did the same thing. He put like bounce light on the fingers.
Yeah. Beautiful.
It almost looks like he put like a glow on her eyes too.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're like black and then green, or like dots.
Yeah, she has the two dots, like she's like focused up.
Yes, the fiery dots.
But yeah, looking great there, Kelly. And Kelly also painted up the daily grind.
And who's that, Dave?
That's Storm.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm learning my Marvel characters thanks to Marvel Crisis Protocol.
Nice.
Thanks,
Caffeine,
Marvel.
lift my spirits and shake my blood. I guess she always had a chant before her powers went off. She always has to like.
Some of that lightning on her, like the one on the right, looks like a little lightning guy like touching her.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's like the ouch electricity, man.
Yeah.
But no, fantastic work. I've recently painted up one of the daily grind buildings, and I think Kelly's done a great job here.
Nice, it's good.
Yep.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Scott says all the X-Men use first names Hank, Scott, Charles. It's because they're unprofessional next to the real A-listers on the Avengers.
That's true. I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Well, Jean does not have a like fight name though.
No.
Like,
she's Marvel Girl. That's her.
Marvel Girl.
That's her fight name.
Okay, she doesn't have a pretty good fight name.
Yeah, she doesn't use it a lot.
No, obviously not, because it's not very good. No, awesome. It's Kat says, love this. Yeah, fantastic work, Kelly. Great one. We've got some photos now from Christian. Christian's been painting up his Dorado or Doradio. But,
Dorito.
Fun?
It's the Dorito.
Dorito. But yeah, beautiful work here. And that the orange for the plasma is just spectacular against the Sons of Horror screen.
Right. I love the piece of scenery in there too. It's nice to have pieces of scenery for photo props, just like that photo of Storm we were looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah, it adds the touch. Yeah, this rocks, man. It's so grim and dark.
Yeah, Christian does a lot of fantastic sort of grimdark kind of look, including. So this is an older piece of Christian's. He sort of posted up some
That's
older
old school.
Chaos Champion.
Yeah. So this is from the mid '80s.
Yeah,
I think.
And look, four little fart demons on the base too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But no, definitely
That's so good.
beautiful work. Great work there,
No,
Christian.
I love Christian stuff. It's so good.
And he snuck this one in under the wire. This is his collection of Inquisitors.
Damn.
Dude, that guy, the second guy in on the left, the guy like this, I totally owned that guy.
Yep.
What the hell was he? What
God.
was he from?
He was an Inquisitor from like the late '80s, so it would have been around the time of Rogue Trader. They did three or four Power Armored Inquisitors, and did a couple of Terminator Armored Inquisitors as well. But yeah, he's
got some really cool. I mean, these are all great conversions. The guy on the far right, he's got one of the lion head like knight helmet pieces.
Yeah. Yep.
I like the pointing guy with the sun emblem on his tilt shield.
Yeah.
That one rules.
These are all great.
But yeah, beautiful work, Kristen. I think he's going to be working on another one soon as well, or pulling an old conversion off the shelf and getting some paint on it. But yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, there was Matt Bolt says he was a Rogue Trader Inquisitor. But yeah. Awesome. Oh, yep. Luis posted up his Torgaradon. It's finished.
Yeah, he looks great.
Oh, yeah.
We've been seeing some great progress on this through the last couple of weeks. And
I'm a fan of the Imperial Fists, so whenever I see the yellow ones, I'm always happy. Yeah. And just the name Imperial Fist is kind of funny the more you repeat it and think about it.
Yeah.
It's like, we are here to club you over the head. We are the Imperial Fists. Like, punch. Yeah.
He has probably the craziest power fist in all of 40K is this one.
Yes. Yeah, good God. He doesn't even need a weapon in the other hand. This one Swiss Army fist has everything you need. Yeah,
so good.
It's so beautiful. Who knew the McDonald's color scheme would look so good on Space Marines? But here we are. Yeah. Every time I look at Imperial Fist, I'm like, McDonald's. It'll look awesome.
That makes me think I need to sort of mess around and see if I can transfer like the Burger King scheme.
Oh, you have to do like
a skin tone with a bun. Yeah.
If you're gonna do Burger King, it's gotta be what? It's like orange, red, and black, orange, red, and brown. That's like the Burger King colors.
Red, green, and brown. Yeah.
Red, green, and brown. All right.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
But yeah, nice work,
Dave. That's what we'll do next year. Instead of 4 warlords, like we'll get 4 of us again, and somebody will paint a Wendy's Marine, a Taco Bell Marine, a Burger King Marine, and a McDonald's Marine. The fast food wars.
And I was going to say, Luis is working on a Emperor's Champion, Black Templar Emperor's Champion next. So we'll see that progress along. Matt Bowles has been working on some
Mega Knobs. You love me some Mega Knobs.
Yep.
Oh, so, they're good right now too. Very fun.
Yeah.
They are dope.
Yeah, looks like you got some contrast paint or speed paints going on.
Yeah, I think it looks like he sprayed these white and then used contrast paints and then used apothecary white on all the armor.
Plates. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely been going down that path. But yeah, you have to check some of the previous episodes, Sam. But Matt's been working on a cool sort of beast snagger army with a lot of flying squigs.
So, all right.
Yeah. Definitely
Matt, cool. you might want to consider taking a sponge or a frayed up brush and some like black and just putting some dots to get some if you want battle damage on the armor, might be a nice touch. Just it's an option.
Hitting some of the edges that would those lead.
Yeah. If you look at some of the heavy metal like Tau war gunsuit or whatever like schemes, you'll see the edges are kind of worn down. But like stipple on or maybe dry brush it a little bit or use a sponge.
Yeah.
A little bit of chipping It's completely optional. It's your paint job, but I had an idea.
But no, looking great, Matt. Looking forward to seeing some more.
Hey, sweet girl, what are you doing? You want to come up?
Oh, just noticed we've just gone past 9 o'clock, so we will try and shoot through these. But Mike Hughes.
Hey, this is his work in progress.
Yep.
Lovely work.
I think Mike's Instagram account is Lord of Minis. But this is a piece coming up that he's working on for the. This is a Chimera model, I think. And Chimera have a Kickstarter coming up, so there might be a connection there. But yeah,
Very
Mike's
nice.
work here on this.
I love the model too, but yeah, that's very good controlled paint job and the reflective non-metallic metals. You love to see it.
Yep. Yeah, Mike's doing some beautiful work on that. But yeah, we'll look forward to seeing this completed, Mike. It's looking awesome. Beautiful. Okay, cool. I know where we're at now. Scott has posted these minis from Malifaux.
Never heard of it.
Malifaux : it is a real game. So
Really? Okay.
it is real. But no, these look great. These crazy.
Yeah, how goofy. Like Freddy Krueger gremlin.
Yeah, it's like it's a play on all the classics too. The guy on the right looks like Michael Myers.
Yep.
Okay, yep.
And he's holding
He's holding
guy, and the severed arm is holding the knife.
Yeah, and then the middle guy's like Jason.
I think the guy in the back is like Jigsaw or something from Saw, maybe.
Yeah.
And the girl with the well bucket is the girl from The Ring, I think.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool.
And then guy with the pickaxe is Tyler. That's just a normal person. The normal person. That's Jean Grey.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's Gene. It's Gene Gene, and it's Gray GRENY.
Yeah.
Yeah. But beautiful work there, Scott. They look like a lot of fun. And Scott was saying on the caption for this one that he's been challenged to paint with some brighter paints.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Scott, I like how Scott loves like greens. So I like how you took a step to the left and you're like, I'll do some yellows.
Yeah. That blue lens is really nice. What's going on with the visor?
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Yeah,
I love this. I love this whole color.
Yeah, that's a great scheme.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, Scott says the guy with the pickaxe is the miner from My Bloody Valentine.
Nice.
Which was a 3D horror movie that came out on I think on Valentine's Day, like I don't know, 15 years ago.
I'll take your word for it.
You don't need to go and search it out. It is not a good film.
I wasn't about to.
It is terrible. Anyway, but beautiful work there, Scott. I look forward to seeing more green and more bright colors from you as well. Yes. Lots of lazy yellow, which is a color I don't even know why I own.
Lazy yellow.
Fantastic. And Stephen Ryder posted up. This is just an old BattleTech mini.
Yeah, this is another metal one from Ironwind Metals.
Right.
I don't even know what this is supposed to be.
Oh, as far as what the
I don't know what pattern of mech that is. The Ironwind Metal sculpts are really weird. Like they're based on some of the really old drawings, and there was a lot of ones that didn't necessarily have drawings.
Right.
So I have a lot of the new ones. It's super cool. I guess it's a. Oh, he said it's a Shadowhawk. It's a Shadowhawk 2C, but that's not what a Shadowhawk 2C looks like. So this is like the old Ironwind Metals version of a Shadowhawk 2C.
Okay, radio. But yeah, looking cool. I love that sort of that split scheme.
It's neat.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun to paint. That's cool. And there
we go. Old school squat.
Yeah.
Well done on the visor. Lovely color scheme.
Something that we'll point out to you as well. Sam, I'm not sure if you've seen it before, but so Stephen, when he uses his wet palette and puts out his paint, he sort of carefully arranges it as he's going. and then when he's finished with that sheet, he turns it into a sort of piece of artwork that he then uses as backdrops for photography.
Yeah,
Which
that's really fun. I was gonna say, I think is this the Burger King color scheme we were talking about?
Oh, it almost.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I've seen like Chris Suri like gave someone his palette paper one time, and it was really cool looking. Like it's all the work, from this lengthy project. Like, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, everybody's palette is just essentially like, it's art. It's
Yep. Awesome. Thanks very much for that, Stephen, and thank you very much, everybody, for posting your minis in the Build Paint Play community on Facebook. There, a brilliant set of models. It looks super cool. And thank you, Sam, for sharing or being part of that with us.
Oh, thanks for having me on, man. It was a lot of fun.
No, it's that section is something that I really enjoy each week. Checking out what everybody's been up to, preparing it all beforehand, grabbing all the photos from Facebook. But but also in general, thank you very much for joining us for the whole show, and talking about what you've got coming up this year, what it was like, sort of getting to hang out in Denmark with some of the Army Painter folks as part of the factory team. You filmed a whole bunch of footage while you were over there.
I did, and I haven't done anything with it yet. I'm still writing a blog post up. We all like decided to like have like a group like shared folder, and I'm having problems with people's files.
Right.
It's cool.
It always happens with group projects, right?
Yeah.
But you filmed some stuff with the Army Painter, like the Army Painter films and stuff.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I misinterpreted what you're saying.
No,
yeah. We shot some stuff over there, and I won't spoil it, but it'll be a lot of fun stuff coming out.
We'll keep an eye on that. Stephen said this is a fun time. Thanks, Sam Lenz, for joining all of us. Scott says, Sam, is there anything that members of your Patreon can look forward to this Saturday?
It's all foot stuff. All new foot stuff.
Yes, this Saturday we are doing the Scrying Pool, the last Saturday of every month. I review people's models and give them feedback. They post them in a Discord section. I was too bushed last time from coming back from Denmark, so I pushed it back a week. So this Saturday, everybody jump in the pool. There's a Discord for members and a specific channel called Scrying Pool that you drop your photos in. I tear them apart with love.
With love. Fantastic. Excellent. In the show notes below, there is a link to Sam's Patreon, so you can go and check that out, see what you can get. A lot of fantastic stuff going on there. And
it's the last day of the month, right? Yeah. Sign up to the Patreon tomorrow. You can check it out for a full month. Otherwise you're gonna pay today and then pay tomorrow.
Sure.
Right?
Sign up.
They might have changed the way that works, but wait till tomorrow, and then you get to check it out for a full month, see if you enjoy it.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Nice.
That's the way to go. Awesome. And Dave Hummel says, thank you, Sam. Thank you, Dave and Jake. Awesome work from the Build Paint Play hobbyists. Keep building, painting, and playing. Be well and be safe, everyone. So, I think it's time to wrap everything up.
Yeah. Well, again, Sam, thank you so much for being here. Oh, hang on. We got some more stuff. Bookkeeping.
I was going to say, Sam, do you have anything, any last words for sort of final words for the show? Not last words ever, but last words for the show.
Yeah, we're not, Dave. You're not executing him. You're not going to shoot him.
I wanted to make that clear. Sorry, what was that, Sam?
We covered it all. I'll just paint and be happy.
Cool. Paint and be happy. I like that. Jake.
All right. Well, again, Sam, thank you so much for being here. It was super fun to hang out and chat with you. We were talking before the stream started on the Alpha Omega website. At the very bottom of our page, there's a picture with Sam and a whole crew of people that came to a class that Sam did at our store years ago. I mean, this has got to be, it was pre-pandemic. So, I mean, it's got to be 2019, I think.
Okay.
I think so.
I think that's right. And Cat's in the chat too. Like we said, so last week, Caleb and Kat have been to my store and doing a painting class, and Sam has been to my store doing a painting class, which is kind of wild. But yeah, it was awesome to hang out, man. Thank you so much for sharing everything. Like the pictures are great. And yeah, message me after this, and I'll send you all that stuff about the grave diggers I told you about.
I'll search them. Yeah, I can find them. I'll just go to their website.
Dude, they're so cool. Like, again, I don't want to get into another game, but man, do they look good. We picked up another handful of subscribers like during the show, which was great. So we're like creeping closer to that 500 number. So please share this with your friends. Tell everybody about it. Once it's up, make sure you guys share the video and like and comment. Again, we got to outsmart Skynet so we can hopefully get more views and stuff. Make sure you follow Sam down below. You can click on his Patreon. And we will see you guys next week. Don't forget to send more of your photos in. We'll look at those next week again. And as always, don't forget to build, paint, play.
Thank you.
Shut up and sit down.